My name is Allison Waite, and I'll be talking about the coffee industry. So I interviewed a woman named Jolene Zender, and she is one of three who owns a coffee exporting company. So that is where they go to other countries and they buy coffee from these plantations and they export it back to the U.S. and then they sell it to larger corporations like Starbucks, Gravity, and other small coffee shops. So they deal a lot with international buying and shipping stuff into the States. So on top of that, more specifically, kind of what they do is they do a lot of traveling. So they'll go to a lot of countries like Guatemala and Costa Rica, and they'll go to these coffee plantations and they meet these distributors. And what they do is they obviously they buy in bulk to help make the cost cheaper. And they go and they buy coffee from these distributors and they have it shipped to the U.S. Now, in order to have coffee, they are buying the beans and then they bring them to the U.S. But in order to get the coffee that's in your latte, you need to roast the coffee beans and then you need to grind the coffee beans up and then the companies will make your coffee. So some of these places that buy from their company will ask Joe and just their company to roast the coffee beans. And so they will roast the coffee beans for them, obviously for an extra charge, and then they send it out to them. And the coffee industry has grown at a significant rate in their company, I think they started 6 years ago, and it has tripled in size. So the problem is the price of shipping over the past 5-ish years has greatly increased, probably due to COVID and just inflation and civil unrest. All of that can drive up the cost of things, and so shipping the coffee into the country has become really expensive, and that in turn makes your coffee more expensive. If you've noticed, if you go to Starbucks or Gravity or any of your local coffee shops, you've probably noticed you're now paying $6.50, almost $7 for a drink. And that is largely due to the rising cost of shipping. So the solution, now it is such a complex issue that there's not just how to fix shipping costs, because it's a global issue that probably the only way to greatly reduce it would be the government and different laws and things the government can do to help fix it. But some ways on a personal level they can help fix their company is by buying in bulk and buying fewer, making fewer purchases. So instead of making a purchase every month, they could make every other month, and they just buy in bulk more, which would help decrease the cost they're paying per cart load, which would then in turn save them money, which then would reduce the total amount they're spending on shipping. Like I said, this is such a complex issue, so there's no easy way to reduce global shipping costs, but they're able to reduce shipping costs on a local level by making fewer purchases and in a greater size. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Let me know if you have any questions.